Okay, no more fooling around. Pa, this is Bart. I wish for the Simpsons to be rich and famous.
Now you're talking.
If you could wish for anything in the world, what would it be? More money? Someone you lost back? The person you love to love you back? A second chance? Most of us have an answer, and that's exactly what makes the monkey's paw still terrifying over 100 years later. Most people think this story teaches us to be careful what we wish for. I think it's asking a much darker question. Why do we wish in the first place? The monkey's paw isn't about magical wishes. It's about the part of human nature that make wishes so tempting. Every wish in the story grows from a different human emotion. And today we're going to explore each and every emotion that drove people into madness in this story. Mr. and Mrs. White don't need millions. They only need 200 pounds. A small wish, a reasonable wish. Jacobs begins with something completely ordinary, because every dangerous wish begins as something completely understandable. Everyone has looked at their life and thought, if I just had one more thing. But greed isn't just wanting money. It's believing happiness exists on the other side of one more wish. It's always another promotion, another relationship, another dollar, another opportunity. But the monkey's paw asks, when is enough actually enough? When Herbert first suggests using the monkey paw, he laughs off the idea, treating the object as nothing more than a strange superstition. Even when his father makes the wish for 200 pounds, Herbert remains amused. However, exactly the amount of money Mr. White wished for completely changes the meaning of the wish. The 200 pounds are not a reward or a blessing. They are compensation for Herbert's death at the factory. This is where Jacobs reveals the true horror of the monkey's paw. The wish does come true, but not in the way anyone expected. The family receives exactly what they asked for, yet the cost is something far more valuable than money. Nobody cares about the money anymore. Miss White doesn't want wealth, she wants impossible things. Death to become life. This isn't greed, it's refusing reality. The second wish shows that wishes become most dangerous when they are driven by desperation instead of hope. After losing Herbert, Mrs. White's desire changes completely. She is no longer wishing for something extra, she is wishing to undo something that cannot be undone. Her love for her son becomes stronger than her ability to accept his death. But the horror of the second wish is that the monkey's paw actually grants it. Herbert returns, but he does not return as the son that they remember. The story never directly shows what's standing outside the door, but the implication is terrifying. Herbert has returned in an unnatural state, not as the living person his mother hoped for, but as something caught between life and death. The third wish is the only wish that does not come from wanting more. The first wish is about gaining something, the second wish is about bringing something back, but the third wish is about letting something go. When Miss White hears Herbert knocking at the door, she believes she is about to get her son back, the one that she lost. But Mr. White understands something she doesn't. The person behind that door may not be the Herbert they remember. The third wish represents the painful realization that something cannot be controlled. Mr. White's final wish is not because he loves Herbert any less, it is because he loves him enough to let him rest. The final wish is not an act of fear, it is an act of acceptance. It is to undo his second wish. The monkey's paw never tricks anyone. It grants exactly what the people ask for. The horror comes from one simple truth. Humans rarely know what they actually need. We wish for outcomes, we ignore consequences. Every wish has a cost because every choice has a consequence. The real danger is not the wish itself, it is the belief that one change could finally make us complete. Would you really want someone to love you if the only reason they did was because they had no choice? Would you still be yourself if you had everything? It's not warning us about cursed objects, it's warning us about ourselves, because every wish reveals something about the person making it.
This is awful.
Come to think of it, the guy that sold me this thing did say the wishes would bring grave misfortune. I thought he was just being colorful.